Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
How about listening to the sounds of Istanbul? Beautiful, isn't it? But you can't discover the coolest city in the world just by listening. Check istanbul.goturkiye.com now and plan your Istanbul trip today.
I've been alive a bit longer than you, and dead a lot longer than that. I've seen things you couldn't imagine, and done things I prefer you didn't. Don't exactly have a reputation for being a thinker. I follow my blood, which doesn't exactly rush in the direction of my brain. So I make a lot of mistakes, a lot of wrong bloody calls. 100+ years. And there's only one thing I've ever been sure of. You. Hey, look at me. I'm not asking you for anything. When I say I love you, it's not because I want you, or because I can't have you. It has nothing to do with me. I love what you are. What you do, how you try. I've seen your kindness and your strength. I've seen the best and the worst of you. And I understand with perfect clarity exactly what you are. You're a hell of a woman. You're the one, Buffy.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We're just two boys watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time, giving our review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
And today we're talking about Season 7, Episode 20, titled Touched. Directed by David Solomon, written by Rebecca Rand Kirshner. Original air date May 6, 2003, to an audience of 4.02 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, we got a couple of shout-outs. Big shout-out to our homie, April Funk. April Funk has been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer since they were a teenager in the 90s, and they love the podcast and agree with Vance most of the time, but most of the time, silently. Thank you for keeping that silent. We also have a shout out to our Discord homie, Haley B. I'm a Slayer, ask me how. Gave that review before they even know that we were doing shout outs, and then did another frickin' review / rating. So thank you so much, Haley B. We really appreciate your fun times ratings. If you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star ratings, take a screenshot of it, send it in to us, or get us something off the Amazon wish list. Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy. We're going to be releasing our episode on The Faculty soon. Good times on that one.
Yeah.
Very good times. Boys Watching Angel. I mean, that show is absolute lunacy.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's Fashion Report /Corner. All of that can be found on the Patreon. And, yeah. How are you doing, Vance?
I'm doing good. I added something new to the Amazon wish list.
Oh.
You know, it's been a while, so I added something a little new. Something I heard about. Something that sounds awesome.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. And, yeah, we had a lot of chatter about last week's episode.
Oh, boy, yeah.
We did learn that people don't like Rona.
I had no idea.
Which is funny, because she's not in this episode. After being a major part of a coup, they gave her the day off. What is they doing? I will say this. I can understand moments of not liking Rona at specific in the beginning. But I do think after Buffy calls Chloe an idiot, Rona just checked out.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. But it's crazy she's not in this episode. I do not get it.
Yeah.
She had such a big role in what happened. Maybe she's in the first scene of this, but I didn't see her in the rest of the episode.
Yeah, she's probably somewhere in that sea of potentials that are just chilling.
Yeah. It's I got a lot of questions this episode. I got a lot of things to talk about. I got a big thought.
I'm happy to hear that. I want to give a little preface here. I am fucking wired right now. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I was up very late playing Cuphead, just getting infuriated.
Cuphead seems brutal. It's such a hard game.
It started with me and Tata's playing it, and like she's not very good at video games. I'll just say that.
That's a tough video game to double up on.
I know, and plus it makes it harder when you double up. So I was getting frustrated, but then I was like, maybe it's just because I'm playing with Tata's, and maybe it'd be easier if I played alone. So she fell asleep, and I started playing it alone, and I didn't advance the game at all. And I was like so late at night, and I legit turned off my PlayStation 4 and jumped on Reddit just looking up posts about how much people hate Cuphead. Like I searched them out. I was like, do other people hate this game? Because I remember getting like all kinds of reviews. So then I woke up super early and drank a coffee, and I am wired, dude. I'm going to crash by the Angel podcast. This is going to be like the opposite of what normally happens.
Well, so. I'm going to crack open my Skittles C4 because I also did not sleep well last night. Don't know why. Could not. I watched these episodes late last night, or not even that late. Not even late for me. And then I was like, all right, I'll just go to sleep. Just couldn't get to sleep. A lot of ups and downs.
I'm just going to drink a regular zero sugar Baja Blast here because I think an energy drink might kill me. So I'm taking it a little bit easy because I'm already amped.
And definitely Nerds flavor.
Yeah,
confirmed.
You called that so. You called that very good.
Yeah.
Do we have any pre-show announcements or predictions we got going on?
Oh, predictions. They're terrible. I said that this would be an Angel crossover episode. And you said Joyce comes back, talks with Buffy.
Wow.
Which I thought was a good pick on your part.
I mean, we went based off of the title Touched.
I know.
Because it was being touched by an angel, angel comes back, or Joyce is an angel coming to talk or whatever. Mm-hmm. That was, I think, our logic.
Did not expect what Touched was going to be.
I know.
And maybe boy, do I have a problem with it.
Yeah, maybe one of my least favorite scenes in Buffy in general.
This is up. Yeah, you got to figure out what montage is worse: the Riley monster killing sex scene, or this. I might say this. I might say this for the time and place.
I might say this for the song that accompanies it.
When that music kicks in, I was like, "What?"
But all right, let's get into the episode. It starts off with a recap of Faith returning, who Caleb is, and he's killing all a bunch of potentials and stuff. Buffy getting kicked out of the house, and Faith kind of being the new leader. So we start the episode with just absolute chaos in the Summers household. Everyone is bickering, and they have no idea basically how to proceed without Buffy. People want to have different types of leadership, and they have different ideas of how the Potential and Slayer crew should be run. And Xander doesn't think everyone should have a say. Giles wants to have a constructive dialogue. Somebody said power to the people, and he was like, what is this, the 70s? Get the fuck out of here, flower power bullshit. Kennedy wants to have more of a say. Amanda's talking about how she was in Model UN, and this is not how Model UN was run. And Giles, it seems like, is already like, maybe we shouldn't have kicked Buffy out.
This scene is pure chaos.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm like, wait, did you guys not just put Faith in charge? Is it not like, hey, Faith, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Now it's like a full mutiny. Everybody wants the power. Everyone wants the talking stick.
Yeah. Well, because I thought, like, last episode, Buffy was like, I'm the chosen one. And Rona, our favorite, everybody else's least favorite, was like, I mean, there is another Slayer.
Yeah.
And then Faith was like, oh, I don't want to lead. Buffy was like, nope, I'm out. Faith, you're the leader now. And then Faith comes back in and Kennedy's like, I think I should be the leader.
The people who've been here the longest should be the leader, right? Like, me, I showed up. I was one of the first.
Yeah.
One of the first grouping that didn't die right away.
Yeah. But
and
Faith,
Principal Wood, too. It's just like, well, Faith, what do you think, Faith? I'm like, you just met her.
Dude, he is a simp for Slayers.
Yeah. I thought Xander was.
Yeah, right?
And this is, again, we have so many scenes with Xander just being around Faith, but he has not yet said a word to her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you say to the lady that sexually assaulted you and tried to kill you? I mean, what's there to say?
It's the same thing he says to Willow and Buffy every day of his life since he did it to them.
Yeah. But
I do have a recap note.
Okay.
During the recap, when Buffy's walking with Faith, she's talking about the potentials, and she's like, yeah, they're just a bunch of potential Slayers like we were. And my thought was like, I didn't notice it when we watched the original episode, but they were never potential Slayers. Like Buffy wasn't, at least. Yeah. Faith, I don't know much about if she was with people and then something. It didn't seem like that, but Buffy was never a potential Slayer. She was just a Slayer.
I thought it was just like that power was thrust upon her.
Yes, it was. And
like there wasn't like a gestation period of her.
Not at all. Yeah. And she says that line in that recap. And I was like, no, that's not accurate.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody was a potential, it was Kendra, Justice for Kendra.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know anything really about Faith's history. It doesn't seem like she was a potential, but Buffy definitely wasn't.
Definitely wasn't. She was just sitting there and a guy walked up and said, you're it.
Yeah. Pointed at her. You.
Mm-hmm.
Angel lurking by a car.
Yeah.
Stalking a teenage girl. Anyway.
Yep.
But so Faith eventually speaks up and she's like, everybody, we got to chill. All right. We got to get some rest. We got to be cool. If we're going to fight the first evil, we got to go into it with level heads, okay? So we need to get some rest. We're all exhausted. We're all, all up in this drama. We got to get some rest. So we're going to get some sleep. We're going to be totally fine. And then all of the lights in the house go out. All the power goes out. And everybody starts freaking out again. And Faith or somebody looks outside and they're like, oh, the power's out on the entire street. Must be because the power company workers, they all left town. I was like, really? After a fucking day, the whole power goes out?
Wait, so the Bronze was up and running at night. People came in to open that place up. Same night. It's the same night. But the power company people up and left.
Yep.
Hours later, after the Bronze was just packed.
Yep.
And for them to make that assumption of that's why the power's out and not like, oh shit, the first evil's making its move. Nope, they're like, no, the power people must have left and then that's why the power grid's down. It's like, really?
Yeah. When they said the power people left, I was like, the first evil definitely cut the power to your house and they're going to come in and attack.
Or like, at least once you see the powers out everywhere, you know something else happened. But why wouldn't that also be the first evil?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's one of those like throwaway lines.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then we get Buffy cradling herself, walking the streets alone at night as she has finished like each episode in the last like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And she notices that the power's gone out. And then she just breaks into a house. And she's walking around. And a guy pulls a shotgun on her. And he's like, get the hell out of my fucking house. You're not going to come and attack me. You're not going to get me. And then she just takes the shotgun from him very easily. She grabs it by the what is it? Barrel?
Mm-hmm.
Grabs it by the barrel and just like yanks it from him. And she's like, you're not kicking me out of the house. I need a place to crash. In fact, you get the fuck out of your house. And then the guy's like, kicking me out of my own house? Damn. And Buffy's like, seems to be what all the cool kids are doing these days. And then he just leaves and Buffy kind of monologues to herself.
Yeah.
Which is something we've been asking for.
Do we got any? She checks his fridge and go like, you got any tab?
Yeah.
And that's how we end up going into the opening credits. But why is Buffy a jerk? Why is this Buffy the jerk all of a sudden? She just walked into a house. She thought no one was there. A guy pointed a shotgun, scared out of his mind. Because we also see another family like leaving, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't walk into the house of the family that's leaving.
No, she got to take the land from the black man.
Yeah. And she's like, well, you should probably skip town too. And then he just like runs away.
Yeah.
What is his worldview that this tiny little girl walked into his house and he just left?
I have no idea, man.
Like,
I mean, she did just jack that shotgun from him, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you shouldn't have had it that close. I mean, still. It's not like she grabbed it and pointed it back at him.
Yeah.
But then she just takes over his house. What are we doing?
I also love that she got kicked out of her house and walked 2 houses down and was like, I'm going to live here now.
Yeah. That was our plan. Like, where's she going to go? Is she going to be in a crypt? Is she going to stay at Xander's place? Nope. Just walk into the next house.
Same street.
Yep. And I'm thinking Sunnydale probably is as safe as it's ever been. If vampires and demons have left.
Oh, yeah.
This is probably the safest it's ever been. Even with the Hellmouth cops.
I don't know why demons... I mean, I know that we saw Clem leave, and Clem is like a nice demon.
Yeah.
But I don't know why other demons would leave. It seems like they'd be aligned with the first evil.
The Ashanti demon seemed like she was working with the first evil.
Yeah. Who knows, man?
Yeah, man.
The whole town's abandoned, though. They took their 1 Starbuck and they left town. So then we have Andrew and Spike. They're at the mission still. And Andrew wants to play I Spy. And Spike is getting mad annoyed by Andrew because they have to be there because they got to wait till the sun goes down because Spike drives a motorcycle now and they can't go out during the day. So they're stuck at this mission, and Spike is all worried about Buffy. He's like, oh my God, I can't wait to get back. And Andrew's like, why are you fretting so much? He's like, because every second that we're not back in Sunnydale, something bad could happen to Buffy. And then Andrew's like, what's the worst that could happen to Buffy? Get kicked out of her fucking house, mutiny. Her own sister turned against her.
Yeah, I do wonder how that would play out if Spike was there. I think it would play out the same, and Spike and her would both leave.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Andrew probably would have started crying about something.
We have to listen to reason.
Yeah. Guys, this is just like when Pirates of the Caribbean and they all turned on Jack Sparrow. I don't know. I couldn't think of any other mutinies.
It would definitely be some Star Trek thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't watch Star Trek. Was too busy touching boobies. Anyway.
So that's the guy who's like, go to sleep, Tatas. I need to play this game myself.
I gotta fucking play Cuphead.
I gotta hop on Reddit and see who else is angry.
But so then we go to the potentials. They're all meeting in the basement. And this is a big episode for me because we get the Xander in the eye patch. The eye patch I've been looking forward to since Maggie Walsh.
Mm-hmm.
No hook for hand yet, but we got a legit eye patch.
Yep.
Love it.
Where do you think he got his eye patch from? Think they just
I
have
don't
one
know.
lying around?
Yeah, I have no idea.
He has an eye patch.
He probably is.
It's been the same day.
Yeah.
He came in
probably
with a
from his
bandaged
Halloween.
eye. Yeah, it has to be. He had a bandaged eye, and now hours later, he has an eye patch.
It's probably the pirate eye patch, and he just took a Sharpie to the white part and like drew over it. But he says like we're the only people left here in Sunnydale, basically, and they're all trying to figure out a plan of attack, and they're bickering and all this stuff. And then Kennedy speaks up, and she's basically trying to have a coup against Faith. It seems like she's trying to take power away from Faith. And Faith is like, hey, listen, girl, I got this. Don't worry about it. All right. We got to get a list of all of our enemies right now. Let's run through our rogues gallery. And everybody they're like, all right, well, we got the Bringers. We got the Turok Han. We got the First Evil. We got Caleb. I was like, damn, that is a lot of moving parts here.
It also is just one part. Like they name 4 things, but it's like one thing.
Yeah. And then so Faith is like, all right, here's an idea. How about we kidnap one of them Bringer guys and maybe like use it for ransom? And Xander's basically like, that's a really fucking stupid idea. There's like 3 million of them. Like, what are we going to do? And then Kennedy's like, yeah, this is a fucking dumb plan. Why do we put you in power?
It's just so frustrating that they're already. It seems like you want to see. I don't know. Again, I think I mentioned maybe on Discord. I don't know if I mentioned the last podcast. But I don't know if we're supposed to be rooting against Faith or for Faith in this show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no reason when Faith came back to be rooting against her. But now here, I'm like, do I have to root against her because I want Buffy to be proven right? And then Faith hasn't done anything because it's the same night. So there hasn't even been a chance for her to be a leader and fail or be a leader and succeed. Yet they're already like, you know what? You're fucking up. Like,
yeah.
It's. And then I think, is it Giles who goes, how are we supposed to find a bringer if they don't want to be found or something? Doesn't someone bring up that fact?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure who said it, but someone was like, oh, we can't just get a bringer. They don't want to be found or something, which is crazy because the episode before, Buffy and Faith just followed one to the place.
Yeah.
You could probably wait outside of that place and grab one. They made it seem like, oh, how are we going to find them? They just magically pop up and disappear.
Yeah, man.
It's just, it's just getting messy. It's getting sloppy, it feels like.
I think that the show is like trying to have this gray area situation, especially after Buffy got kicked out and Faith went outside and was like, yo, I did not want this to happen. This was not the plan. I think that you should be, I'm not a leader. And Buffy's like, too bad. They fucking trust you more than me for some reason. So I think that the show is trying to like, we want to root for Faith, but it's complicated. Because I went into this like I am rooting for Faith.
Yeah, I mean, this season, I was like, all right, Faith is good. Like from what we've seen before and her coming in, I'm like, all right, I'm on Faith's side. Like I don't think she's not harboring any like insidious plans underneath. I don't believe. So I'm like, sure, let's go with it. And I can get Buffy having like, you know, still being on alert because Faith has done some fucked up shit, right? That's fine. But now it's like, what?
Well, now I'm starting to also understand why people don't like Kennedy.
Oh, I wrote in bold, I'm back on the not liking Kennedy train. And it is this next scene that's coming up.
Yeah, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I always thought that Kennedy was fine. Like, I didn't love her, but I wasn't like actively hating her.
Yeah.
But like now I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
This episode, she is the worst.
Yeah.
And it's awful. And I do have a thought on the leadership thing that I will bring up later. But that's my big thought. It has to deal with leadership.
So after Faith lays out this plan, like, hey, we should kidnap a bringer, and then everyone's kind of scoffing at her idea because they're like, what are we going to hold him for ransom? Faith was like, no, idiots. We're going to get info from him. Like, it probably has some information that it could tell us about the first evil.
Research and info? Like we've been doing the first 6 seasons, but not this one?
Yeah. See, I was like, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I was like, that wouldn't work with the Bringers because they seem so fanatical and cultish that they wouldn't talk. You know what I mean?
They just sent Spike and Andrew to a random church based off of something they saw on the back of a police photo.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you just try everything?
Yeah, I also can't believe that no one thought to do this before.
Yeah.
So I am kind of on board with this. At least it's worth a try. If they don't talk, you just kill them.
It's not a bad pitch from someone who's just showed up into town.
Yeah. But Kennedy is like, yeah, fucking idiot. What are they going to what? How about this? How about we instead gather a team that goes to the seal underneath the school because Caleb was talking about the seal. And Faith is like, no. And then Kennedy's like, why are you shutting me down, dude? You're not even fucking listening to me, dude. And so, look, I've been on board with Faith until right now,
you mean
where
Kennedy.
she goes, oh, no, I'm talking about Faith. Because right now, Faith stands
with
up.
Faith until Faith does this thing that she's about to do.
Yes. When Faith is like, shut up, I'm the boss, all of you fall in line. And I was like, this is exactly what got Buffy kicked out.
Same. I'm like, we're not even 10 minutes into the episode, and Faith is on what Buffy's on. And I'm like, what's the difference?
I don't know.
I was just, it was mind blowing. I was like, I don't know what we're doing. Like,
I was like, this is exactly like the kind of language even that Buffy was using, except more harsh because Faith sounds like angry. She's like, shut up, I'm the boss. You're going to listen to me. I'm your leader now. And if you don't like it, get fucked. And then everybody just kind of looks at Faith like they're wounded puppies.
And then Principal Wood goes, we vote.
So we vote.
And you just cut to a shot outside of the house, and it's just like one of them going out one after the other, getting voted out of the house.
Yeah, Faith goes and Kennedy comes like, I didn't want this to happen. Shut up, you're the leader now. Kennedy comes in, everybody shut up, I'm the boss. Kennedy walks out, Amanda walks out. This is not what I wanted. You're the leader now, Amanda. Amanda's like noogieing Giles.
That would be amazing. That's what this should be. The whole episode should.
Just a parade of potential slayers walking out one by one.
Shut your mouth, Rona! Ding dong, the witch is dead. She keeps coming up with new one-liners every time someone gets kicked out. You are the weakest link.
Oh my god, that show. You have been voted off the island.
She's like the Apollo clown music with the hook. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Abri, that's all, folks.
That will win Rona back. Rona would be a fan favorite if she just did that.
Just quips after everybody gets kicked out. That's fucking awesome.
I mean, honestly, Faith is literally doing a Buffy, and I was like, I thought we were going to do something different here.
Yeah.
It's like they're, like you said with the gray area, they want to be like, you know what, Buffy, you're acting crazy. Now let's see what she's not around. Oh, even more chaos. Maybe they were wrong. And it's like, yeah, we know. We've been watching Buffy for 7 years. Like, we know they need her around. They brought her back from the dead.
Yeah, I mean, the show hasn't transitioned to be named Faith of the Vampire Slayer. It's still Buffy. All right.
And this whole potentials thing always felt like, well, if Buffy doesn't come back for the season 8, maybe one of these potentials will like hit and we can spin off. It felt like a little weird. It might not be that, but it's like, hey, if the audience likes one of these potentials, maybe we like spin off one of them or something.
Yeah, like a testing ground situation.
Exactly. Yeah. Which one of these ladies do you like? We're going to not give them anything to do and hope you like one of them.
And the fandom said, we like none of them. Maybe the most likable one at this point is Amanda, but they haven't really given her the screen time to justify a spinoff.
No, they gave her an episode and then that was it.
Yeah. But yeah, so Faith is like cracking the whip now. Everybody fall in line. So then we go over to Caleb talking to the first evil Buffy, and he has bringers like mining something, and they're talking a bunch of jibber jabber about, oh, we got something, blah, blah, blah.
The first evil sucks and it's useless. She's asking Caleb, do you think this is going to work? What? What? You're the first evil. If you don't think this is going to work, do something else. Like, what are you doing? So frustrating. I wrote, this is a frustrating episode for me.
Yeah. So then we go to Kennedy walking alone at night down a dark, dark alley.
A well-lit alley for it being a full blackout, mind you.
Yeah. But the moon is a bit brighter on the Hellmouth.
Yes.
But a bringer jumps out to attack her, and the rest of the Slayer crew catches him. Like Giles like hog ties him. He's like a cowboy now.
Yeah. I was like, all right.
And then a couple other bringers hop out, and they all get into a little brouhaha. And the potentials, they kill the other two ones, and they caught that third one. So they're all good. And Kennedy's like, whoa, I've never been the bait before. It was kind of actually kind of scary. Didn't really like that.
It feels like she was turned on by it. Feels like she was turned on by how scary it was.
Yeah, I don't know. It also looked like she was just like nervous, like, oh, I did not like that, and I've been forcing other people to do this. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't know. I got more excited. I was like, you guys just fought Caleb tonight. It's the same night.
This might be the next night.
Might be the next night.
Because they did change clothes.
Okay, might be the next night.
Yeah, because Xander.
Oh yeah, because Faith does. Because Faith did say, "Hey, let's get some sleep." Because of course, nothing to worry about. And then because then Spike comes the next night.
Yeah.
And she also Giles goes. After she says, "I've never been bait before," Giles goes, "Your performance as disgruntled minion was spot on." And then this is when I lost faith. Then Kennedy goes, "I'm method. Now let's get this back to the captain." And I was like, I'm done. I'm back on I don't like Kennedy train. They tried to give her too much attitude and sass. And it just didn't work. It didn't hit.
I see. And again, we need to remind people, this is our first time watching this.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the knowledge of like, fuck Kennedy. Like maybe she does some other more bullshitty stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't get it. Now I'm starting to get it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like people have this in their mind probably already. People definitely didn't like the kiss of Willow, which really we didn't like either. That whole
the fairy tale thing.
And that's more. I'm like, I blame her a little bit in that, but I mean, they made her. I mean, she's an actor doing. It's a character that they came up with to make that happen. I think it was a weird choice altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was just like. Not a likable character. Not a likable character. Nothing on the actor.
I could forgive maybe the fairy tale thing. Like I could be like, okay, I thought it was lame, but like whatever.
It's a try. It's a reach. It's an interesting like concept to try to do, and it doesn't really work for me. But yeah.
But now that she's trying to have like a power grab, I'm like, no, dude. You're gonna try and be in charge over a Slayer?
Why is she not arguing for Willow to be in charge?
Right?
And why?
Because Willow.
And Willow's just like, babe? like she just. Oh, Willow just. I don't know.
Dude. I fucking. This episode is. Dude, I'm done with Willow. I've been done with Willow, but this episode, I was like, God damn it.
Well,
but anyway,
I'm looking a little ahead on my notes, and I see a bad Willow scene coming up.
Yep. So they take this bringer back to their Summers home, and Giles they come up from the basement, and Giles like, well, the bringer's dumb, And they're like, Dom, we didn't think they'd be that smart if he's following the first evil. He's like, no, idiot. They ripped out his tongue. He's mute. Can't talk. And then Dawn, who is now just like a deus ex machina for anything that needs to be.
Exactly. Like, I know this, exposition that.
Yeah, she's been reading a spell book, and there's this Turkish spell that, it makes people that are unable to communicate able to communicate. And then Willow's like, oh, yeah, I've read the English version. And Dawn's like, there's an English version. Brr.
And I'm like, don't try to be funny now, show.
So then Spike and Andrew return. And Andrew just blabbers for a little bit about, oh my God, we had such a long night. I was like, we went to a mission and we have some information. And Spike is like, so, where's Buffy? And you're like, Buffy's not around right now. He's like, oh, well, when's she supposed to be back? And they're like, it could be, I don't know. And then this is where I was like, I just want to strangle Willow. Because Willow gets up and she starts to try to explain to Spike what happened. She's like, Buffy, actually, we had a long discussion, and Buffy, she thought that it might be a good idea if she maybe took some time away for the good of the team. And Spike is just looking at her like, did you practice that speech for a while? Because I'm not buying it. Like, she obviously didn't practice a speech for a while because she's stuttering through fucking half of it. I just wanted to slap her.
Classic Willow season 2.
Dude, I cannot stand it.
I went right back to my fuck the Scoobies thought process here. Now, again, yep. I do like them calling Buffy out for her planning. Like, I was fine with that. I thought kicking her out of the house, a little extreme. Didn't make any sense. Especially the Dawn of it. And then
especially Dawn doing it.
Yeah. And then a lot of people in Discord brought up the fact that it's really evident that it's a lot of new people speaking the most. It's like Faith and Rona and like
Candy.
and then Anya gets a lot of talking. Like a little
Principal Wood.
Yeah.
So we vote.
And it's like Giles, Xander, and Willow. Willow barely says anything. Willow's like, I'm not taking her side to Kennedy. That's her whole thing in that whole scene. Giles are just throwing a bunch of shit out there. Windmills and lying about, like, you said you can't trust any of us. Which she didn't say that word for word. She said people that have her back. He just really threw out, you said you couldn't trust any of us. Just throwing like coal on the fire. Like, just gasoline on the fire. Like, what are you doing in a room full of people? And then Xander's line is more like, let's play with the not having an eye situation. And he rightfully has a reason. He should say more.
I mean, Xander came at it with like one of the more level-headed, like, look, I see that you have, see that you saying that you have a plan, but I just don't see what it is. Like, exactly. I just don't.
And I thought Faith came at it kind of level-headed too. She's like, you got to give me something to fight. I just need more evidence before we go in. But the rest of them went way too ham, and then the vote, and then Dawn kicking her out. Fuck the Scoobies on that. Buffy's being a jerk and being weird, calling Chloe an idiot. That was extreme. She apologized to Willow, but not to the group.
Yeah.
So
doesn't even know their names, Vance, like Faith does.
I was like,
she's been there for like 3 hours. Like she knows their names.
And she's never around them. They're training downstairs. She's eating Tito chips on the counter. And I think Buffy knows their names, right? Kinda. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that she didn't, but whatever.
I mean, she said, remember in the episode where Chloe kills herself, she's walking around in a dream. She's like, Chloe, your name is Chloe, right?
Oh, that's the moment, yeah. I'm sorry, there's like 100 of them.
Yeah.
They keep multiplying too. I can never tell how many there are.
Yeah.
At the end of this episode, there's like 0 and then 50.
Yeah, man. But yeah, a bunch of new people are talking, and I can see both sides of it because the new people don't have that experience with Buffy to see all of the victories and why they should trust her. Yeah, all they've seen is the Turok Han.
Yeah. I do like that Rona said, I don't even know you, but you've been reckless. And everyone said she was reckless. So that's valid.
Yeah. And Rona's point of like, why is she protecting Spike? is the most valid thing uttered in this show.
Mm-hmm.
But people are like, oh, you're new. Why the fuck are you speaking? Dude, I just don't understand how people can't put themselves in her shoes of being scared and then her defending a vampire that has a trigger that could go off at any time.
They found out that a killer vampire was in the house being controlled by the first evil.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that the first evil didn't pull that trigger.
Right?
Just do it. What do you care? Who cares?
Yeah, man.
That means they either kill Spike because he's on a rampage killing all the girls in the house, and they'd probably take out a couple. Kill two birds with one stone. It's literally there. First evil. You don't care about plot armor, do you?
Yeah, First Evil's planning is fucking terrible, dude.
Dude, it's so bad. And the fact that everyone has to act like this is the biggest threat, it's just so brutal.
Yeah. But my note says Willow explains to him the situation in the most annoying way possible.
The Giles season 1 where he's stuttery like too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could indubitably
So Spike is like, I'm not buying this. Where is Buffy? What happened? And then they're like, we voted her out. And then Spike is like, you're all fucking unbelievable. You are sad, ungrateful traitors. And then he just starts running everybody down. And he's like, you tried to end the world with your fucking overkill on magic. And she saved, like, Xander, you saved it. Everybody saved it. Dawn, she killed herself for you. And you kicked her out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then Faith is like, hey, buddy, zip it. And Spike is like, I bet you'd like me to zip it, wouldn't you? Because you finally got what you wanted. Oh, that's all you wanted, huh? And Faith's like, no, you just don't know what's going on here, buddy. And then he just punches Faith in the face. I was like, hell yeah.
I love when he squares up with Faith because Faith has her arms crossed and he goes up to her and he has his arms crossed, like mocking her.
Yeah.
It's like so funny.
Yeah.
And then they just start wailing on each other.
I know. He punches her. She kicks him across the room. They start fighting. And then he's like, where the fuck is Buffy? Like after a little tussle, like, and everybody's like following them.
Everyone just watches this happen. Fuck the Scoobies. Yep. Oh my God.
Tries to break it up.
Willow, use your little push people apart magic.
Yeah.
What are they doing? They were like, what did they expect to happen? They were just going to watch and be like, I guess let's see if Faith beats up Spike and kills him. Or Spike kills Faith. What are they doing? They don't even say anything.
It was just like so pathetic. So like Faith kicks him into the living room from the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And then Faith goes into the living room. And then like the four of them that were in the kitchen like huddle through the door. They're like, well, let's see where this goes. I was like, you're not going to break this up or anything? You're not going to explain like, hey guys, wait.
Yeah.
But Spike, after a little tussle, he's like, where's Buffy? And they're like, oh, I don't know. She's gone. And he's like, well, fuck all of you. I'm out. I'm leaving. So he goes outside.
Here's the thing.
And he pulls a little Wolverine sniffing the air to track her.
Vampires are the best trackers all of a sudden.
Yeah.
My other fuck the Scoobies moment is they didn't even ask what Spike found out.
Right? Well, they still got Andrew there.
They don't find out what Andrew knows until the next morning. It is insane to me that they're not like, okay, you guys have been gone for a whole day. What did you find out? Andrew comes back in like, we got great information. I got to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Giles needs to be like, fuck, don't worry about what did you
here's
find
a bottle.
out?
Pee in that. Let us know.
Like Faith, stop it. Spike, what did you find out? We need to know, regardless of Buffy's here or not. Nothing. They're just like, all right, Faith is our leader again. And we just lost the one information. The one thing Giles sent him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Giles sucks, man.
I mean, the Scoops suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Spike goes outside, sniffs the air. He's tracking Buffy around. And we go down to the basement, and Willow starts doing the spell to get the bringer to talk. And Andrew's saying like annoying stuff, and everyone's annoyed with Andrew. And then the bringer starts talking through Andrew, but no one realizes it at first. And they just think Andrew's being annoying again, but then they eventually realize it. And Andrew, the bringer through Andrew, starts saying like, oh, we served the first. We're preparing for an inevitable battle. We want to destroy the legacy of the Slayer. And we're building weapons for the war at the furthest edge of town. And we're not scared of you. We actually laugh at all of you dying. And then Giles is like, enough! And then slits the throat of the bringer. And I was like, this is all information you already knew.
Yeah. Giles, what are you doing? The guy is chained to a wall. Chained to a wall that you guys kept a super strong vampire chained to. He's going nowhere.
Yeah.
Leave. Figure out if this information matters, and then come back and question again. There was no reason to slit throat. At that point, I was like, is Giles working for the first evil?
Yeah, I was very confused because Kennedy initially is the one with the knife, and she puts it up to the bringer's neck.
That is where I was like, Giles is so dumb. She gets like the bringer starts talking through Andrew, and seems willingly talking.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Kennedy grabs a knife.
Giving up information, bro.
Kennedy gets a knife, puts it up to the bringer's neck, and Giles rolls his eyes like, he can't see the knife. And I'm like, yeah, but he probably can feel it. And also, they have senses. They've been fighting you all. Giles, what are you doing? Like, how dumb are you right now?
I just wanted them to probe the bringer for some more information. Like the only information they got is shit they already knew.
We're building weapons at the edge of town. And he was like, good job, throat slit. It's like, did you just want to murder something?
I mean, we saw him with Dr. Intern Ben. He's a fan.
But I was like, you could just keep this guy chained up.
Yeah, I just
ask this follow-up question later.
I would, if I was the Scoobs, I'd have been pissed at Giles. Like, bro, what are you doing? We could have asked some more questions. Like, where exactly on the edge of town? There's a lot of edges of town.
They're making Andrew the most likable person because he was like, hey, you're lucky that didn't magically decapitate me.
Yeah.
It was just reckless, and I didn't get it. There was no rush. There was not like, oh my God. Because one, they don't go immediately to do the thing that they're doing. They don't go till the next day. So they could have just kept asking questions.
Yeah. I mean, this is like typical, like they never ask questions.
Have the bringer end up killing himself, you know?
Yes, he's got like a cyanide pill in his teeth or something.
Or he just like grabs the chains, wraps it around his neck, and like drops himself. Like, make him get rid of himself, not Giles. It just didn't make any sense.
I also didn't understand about this spell because the way that it was pitched is that it just makes them talk. I didn't know it was like a truth serum, make them answer any question truthfully situation. There
was something about truth of when they're Dawn said something that lets them speak their truth or something. I don't really know. I was surprised it was going through Andrew, and now I was like, is it because Andrew has a run-in with the first evil? I wasn't even sure why he was the one that was talking.
Yeah. But I was so pissed at Giles when he slit that. I was like, bro, there's no reason for this. You didn't get any new information. Like,
there's more information to be getting. There's more information to be got.
Yes. I could have swore that Faith would have been pissed at Giles. Like, hey, dude, because he just fucked up her plan of like, let's get information.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
He can't see the knife, Kennedy. Jeez.
How did he see where Buffy's house was?
Yeah, like
all those times that the bringers attacked.
Giles. What are they? They are just made his character. It's like so bad.
Yeah, he's got nothing else to teach.
Can you teach me how you slit that throat in one fell swoop?
So then we go over to Buffy laying in bed, and she's like, she's not herself. She is just checked out. She's just given up, basically.
Yeah, she's already kicked the guy out of his house and taken over his bedroom. Oh boy.
So then Spike comes in, and he's like, hey, check this out. Isn't this awesome? I can just walk in here. I didn't need an invite or anything. And I was like, whoa, all right, invitation rules. Okay.
The show might be ending, but the invitation rules are just still rolling out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Didn't need it. That guy left his house like an hour ago, and now he just forfeited the right to his house for whatever fucking reason.
Did he just die?
I don't know.
Yeah. Minor invitation rule thing. Like, so if you're in a place, Buffy doesn't have ownership of this place now that she's in it. That guy has. Are they allowed to come into any place while it's empty? I don't think they are.
They can't. We've seen it in Angel where he wasn't able to go into a place while it's empty.
Yeah.
So I guess that this means this guy like spiritually forfeited his house to Buffy or just gave it up.
Or he's dead.
Or he's dead.
Yeah. Based off of what we know about the invitation rules, but we haven't finished season 5 of Angel yet, so they're still making new layers.
We still got 2 more episodes of Buffy, too. There might be another layer going on here.
That's how she wins. the ultimate invitation rule finale. Spike, if you try to run in here and you can't, it'll cause a nuclear explosion.
So Spike comes in and he starts ranting about how much Faith sucks. And he's like, oh, I can't believe that Faith did this to you. I can't believe she's such a bitch. I fucking hate Faith. And Buffy just goes to Spike. She goes, it wasn't just Faith. It was everyone. And Spike's like, well, you know what? Fuck the Scoobies. They're all wrong. They're all terrible. And Buffy's like, nah, they weren't wrong. And then Buffy's like,
trying to take your side, Buffy.
Yeah. And Buffy's like, Spike, you should just go. Let's just leave me alone, dude. Leave me alone. And Spike's like, no, I can't because I got information. I found information at the mission. And guess what? You were right. Caleb is trying to protect something, and it is probably at the vineyard. And I was like, this is awful.
Here's the thing. He's saying that as if he was there last night when she said her theory. He has not heard her theory. This is that thing that happens where characters somehow get information that they don't supposed to have. Because he didn't get that information when he was fighting Faith. And he definitely didn't get it because he was on a bike talking about bloomin' onions and talking to a priest. So he doesn't know that Buffy has decided that there's
something at the vineyard.
Yeah. So all the stuff he's saying right now is just like he just magically has this info.
Well, he probably sensed it.
He smelled it in the air when he was searching her out. Hey, she's over there, and she's right.
Yeah. I just couldn't stand his performance and delivery of these lines. It was like very after school special. Like, you know what? You were right.
You're right, Buffy. You're right.
Yeah. I was like, ugh. And can we get another take?
Yeah. Just info he shouldn't have and delivering it in like, you're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah. And Buffy's like, well, I don't feel right. And Spike's like, but you are. And Buffy's like, yeah, but guess what? I quit. And Spike's like, I don't buy it. I don't think you're quitting. That's not you. You don't quit. I was like, nah, dude. I'm laying in the bed of somebody else's house.
Except for that time you killed yourself.
Except for that whole vision quest that you went on where you quit at the bookshelf.
Yeah. Where you're like, this is the moment I quit.
Yep.
Yeah.
She gave up.
Yeah.
There was like another moment too where she quit.
I mean, this is a long series. She's quit a couple times. Or like,
yeah. She definitely wanted to quit a bunch.
Within an episode. My favorite her quitting was like, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want to be a Slayer. Kendra shows up and she's like, never mind.
Yeah. Wait, what? Everybody likes Kendra now? No, I'm still a Slayer.
What, I'm a weakling like pre-Witch Willow? Not having it.
So yeah, Spike doesn't buy it. So then we go back to the Summers home.
So I just wanted to bring up in this scene, Spike says that Buffy was their leader and still is. And this is where my big thought comes up about this whole leadership, about Buffy being a leader. Slayers have never, ever been tasked with being leaders. They are solo, mercenary killers.
They are the chosen one.
The fact that Buffy even has a group of friends that know she's a Slayer is an anomaly. It was always a thing that they were like, you know what? Most Slayers, they live and die alone. That's the thing. They don't have groups of friends. It's just them, the Watcher, and murder.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, you have to be a leader. You have to be this leader. I'm like, they never had to be leaders. That's not even in the Watcher's training, is to train a Slayer to be a leader of people.
Yep.
But this whole season is that. And that is something that just doesn't, this is uncharted territory. So it almost makes sense that Giles is wrong about it, about how he's teaching her to be a leader. Because he doesn't even know how to be a leader of people. He basically trains one person to fight one thing.
Yeah.
So that's when it hit me, when he was like, you're their leader and still is. I was like, she's never been leader stuff. Like,
or she shouldn't have to be.
Shouldn't have to be, and never has been put in a position. I mean, she's had some leadership stuff with the group, but it's never been like a whole, like, you're our leader. It's like, you're the strongest person, and how do we want to fight this? Then we'll talk about it and fight it. Like, Riley was the leader of a whole, like, crew of military soldiers and military guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's his thing.
That's why we need Riley back.
Even when she went into the army, I guess that's the only time she ever had to follow orders, when she joined the initiative for a half a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say she did not last long there.
Well, it didn't last long because because Maggie Walsh tried to kill her immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, this whole leader thing is a reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we go back to the Summers house, and Faith and Giles, they're looking at blueprints of the town or something. And then they're like, I think that's where the place is that the bringer vaguely mentioned. We're going to go there. We're going to attack that place at 7 a.m. That's what I'm guessing, 7 a.m. Doesn't seem like it's 7 a.m. when they go to it. But she says, we're going to go to it at 7. And then Giles is like, all right, I like that plan. Let's get some rest. And then he goes to his room to get some sleep. Faith goes to her room to get some sleep. And Giles turns around and goes, and Faith, you're doing fine. And Faith's like, okay.
I hated that line from Giles. So the plan is to attack someplace or go visit someplace? Like, how is that? Is it better because they got a little bit of information besides what Buffy was doing? Like, I don't even get how this is so different.
What my problem with this, and like a little bit later on, is, like, I know that Faith hasn't been in a leadership position before like this, and she's very much a rogue, I do shit alone type of person. Everyone is like, you know, doing like a pat on the head, like, good job, Faith. It's like, she's still an adult, dude. Like, come on. Like,
like, don't put her in charge if you think she's not going to be good in charge.
Yeah. And she does say like she's very unsure of herself, and which is like understandable, but you don't need to like kind of condescend. It feels condescending is what
she said that. She said that at the end of like last episode, and 5 minutes into this one, she's like, shut up. I'm the leader. I'm in charge.
Yeah. As they're kicking Buffy out, she's like, whoa. I'm not a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes outside with Buffy. I don't want to do this. I'm not a leader. And then 5 minutes into this episode, shut up. I'm the boss now. Fall in line. Damn.
Yeah, the fall in line. Yeah, just, all right, sure.
So as Giles closes his door and Faith closes her door,
she leaves her door open. Her door is definitely. Yeah. And I don't know when they decided who got what rooms.
Right.
Because I got some questions, man.
So Giles goes to his room. Faith goes into hers, leaves her door open, but she turns around.
Does anyone stay up to keep watch?
Probably.
I don't think so.
I mean, there's 50 fucking people in this house. Somebody's got to be up.
You would think it's 50 people in this house, but I'm going to posit that later there are only 8. Because this shit can't happen with 50 people in the house, man.
Yeah. All right. Good point.
Yeah.
The amount of people in the house really, it comes and goes based on what's needed to be happening.
I'm assuming everybody went to sleep at Xander's that night without him.
Yeah. I just made a bunch of extra keys at his Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Faith goes to her room. She turns around, and who shows up but our favorite, the mayor.
Fucking killing
And she's
it.
like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, hey, what's up, Faith? How's it going? Long time no see. And she's just like, get the hell out. He's like, what? Not a hi, not a how you doing, not anything. And she's like, get the fuck out of here. And then the mayor explains, like, he is the first evil. She's like, I know what you are. And he's like, yeah, I know, but here's how the first evil works. Like, I am the first evil, but I am also the mayor. Like, I have all of his memories. You can ask me anything that he would know, like where I kept my oatmeal pies or moon pies or whatever in the office. Like, I know a bunch of stuff, so I am him. But can I ask you a question, Faith? Like, when are you going to stop this charade? Like, when are you going to stop this? Like, they don't trust you. Like, Buffy will never trust you. She will always see you as a murderer. And Faith's like, no, Buffy's fine. He's like, why are you protecting her? Why are you always like, why are you now like protecting her? She doesn't like you. She doesn't think of you as a person. She thinks of you as a killer. And Faith is like, no, Buffy's fine. And then the first evil mayor is like, look, man, you can say that, but you should beware of Buffy because Buffy will destroy you. Remember when she stabbed you in the gut with that fucking giant knife? She's dangerous, dude. You need to be scared of Buffy. If she comes back, she'll kick your ass, all right?
And it works. It works.
Yeah.
She looks
She looks troubled.
You know what's my favorite thing about this? Is that Faith knows this is the first evil.
Yeah.
Yet they end up having straight up conversations with it as if she's talking to the mayor. Like, I get it for the scene, but like, wouldn't you just stop talking to it?
Yeah. I mean, she even says, like, you can talk and talk and talk all you want, but I'm not going to listen. And then he's like, come on. And she's like, all right.
All right. I got to engage in this. This is going to be boring if I don't. I was like, wouldn't you even like try to punch through it? I would just be testing some shit out. I don't know. I'd be like, hey, Willow, do a trap spell or something. Like,
also, why wouldn't she be like, guys, first evil's here? Like,
the first evil has showed up in this house so many times. It's like, can you get a Ghostbusters trap, and just like step on it and see? Like, plan something. When they had the magic box, they would always go in there and just be like, oh, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. There has to be some type of magic. To at least make it so it can't appear in the house.
I mean, Giles is a room away. If I see the
Faith
first
is
evil,
talking full volume in her room with the door open. No one's like,
right?
Hey, who are you talking to?
Right? Dude, I just don't understand why no one, like, why wouldn't Faith? I've never encountered the first evil, but I would be shitting my pants. I'd be like, everybody, first evil, everybody's in here. And then it would just go away.
Even if it wasn't the first evil, if you saw a ghost of your mayor daddy, that would still freak you out.
Yeah. So, I mean, the mayor's in her head, though. He's got her thinking like, oh, man, Buffy is dangerous. She did try to kill me after I tried to kill her several times.
I've been wrong, Faith thinks. My question for you is this. Did you want to see Faith somehow start to turn bad with 2 episodes left?
I did not want to see it, but I was worried it was going to happen.
That's what I was
like,
too.
Please don't do that.
I was like, we're going to go down that road. The series ends with like a Faith Buffy showdown again, which I'm like, yeah, I'm happy they didn't go down that road, but yeah. I was very worried here.
Same. Again, like, I am still on the side of like, I think the show wants us to root for Faith, especially by the end. I was like, oh, okay, I like where this is going. And I'll explain my logic there.
Okay, yeah.
But I was still on Faith's side when the mayor showed up, and then you see her have that look of like, maybe Buffy is a piece of shit. I was like, no, don't do this.
Yeah, because we still have the whole Joyce, Dawn, Buffy's not going to choose you thing.
Yeah.
And I thought last night when I couldn't sleep, I thought about the thing that Cassie said about Spike.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, oh yeah, that still needs to come back at some point.
Don't worry, she'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to happen in this episode.
Yeah, that's in her her dear vampire letter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But so Faith is a little troubled by this message from the mayor.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write 1 million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
The Subaru Share the Love event is a fulfilling way to get in a great vehicle and support a great cause. When you buy or lease a new Subaru from now until January 2nd, Subaru and its retailers will donate a minimum of $300 to charity. By the end of this year's event, Subaru will have donated nearly $320 million to charity. Visit Subaru.com/share to support a great cause today.
So then Buffy is talking to Spike, and she's saying that she doesn't think that she can get her Slayer crew back. She doesn't think she can win them back. And Spike is trying to convince her otherwise. And Spike is like, dude, I was just over there. It's fucking chaos without you there. And Buffy's like, will we? Spike's like, oh yeah, I mean, there's dirty laundry everywhere. None of the sleeping bags are rolled up. And Buffy's like, really, bro? And he's like, all right, I was only there for like 5 minutes.
But he did punch Faith.
Yeah. He goes, but I did punch Faith a lot. And Buffy's like, will we? And he's like, yeah, did punch her a bunch. And she's like, cool. And then he says something.
He says, give me the word and I'll and she's gone.
I'll make her a footnote in history.
Yeah. And Buffy goes, that's the problem. I say the word and some girl dies. Happens all the time. What?
Now, there was a part of the debate that was going on in Discord, and what we had on the podcast last time was like under her watch.
That was your I will say this. I will concede that Chloe is more Buffy's fault, and the under her watch, you have it in the wording of the term. I was playing it as is it her fault? Now, with my ruling of is it her fault, I will put Chloe as her fault because she allowed Kennedy to be training them like military soldiers.
Oh,
so,
okay, good.
I mean, it trickles down, you know?
Yeah, I conceded that Eve, definitely not her fault.
Eve, not her fault.
I think I brought up Eve.
But then you tried to argue that Annabelle was her fault. Annabelle is not her fault.
I think Annabelle's, I think it is.
Once you leave the protection, you do not get it. Annabelle ran away. She ran in a city she'd never been in and ran into the street and died. Annabelle, I will not give you Annabelle. I will give you Chloe.
On Discord, I said 50-50 on Annabelle, but Chloe definitely.
I'll say Chloe definitely because of that she let the training happen. She let her get to a mental state that she was being abused by Kennedy that let the first be able to come in.
See, yeah, that was an angle that I didn't even think about, but that is a good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Molly and the other one, Denise or whatever, that's
yeah.
Absolutely. But anyway.
There's also in this scene, the scene opens with Spike trying to get her back into the fight. And Buffy makes a casual reference to Spike having issues with the word no.
Oh, yeah.
That was gross to me.
Yeah.
That was gross.
Yeah,
They you always have problems with no, don't you? And I was like, you can't just casually say that to open a scene. Just a casual reference to the rape.
Yeah.
And like Spike doesn't even like get taken aback by it. It just kind of like it's a throwaway line. And I was like, come on now. Like, that's not.
Yeah,
Like,
that was pretty gross.
For what you want to do with this scene, don't bring that part up.
Yeah.
Don't have Buffy
I'm
bring
glad
that
that you brought that up because
Yeah,
I forgot to
wow.
write that down. I'm glad that you wrote that.
That bothered me. I was
Yeah.
like, it's not a casual thing.
Yeah. And Spike, after Buffy's like, that's what happens. I say the word and some innocent girl dies. Spike says, look, dude, this is a war. There's casualties of war.
So in Discord, someone brought up, though, that this is like during the time of the Iraq war and post 9/11 stuff that might have trickled into the writing. Like, it's not what they were actually going for, maybe, but it might have trickled into, like, that's what the mindset was in the U.S. at the time. And thinking about that, I could see that.
Thinking about that, too, Caleb has a very George W. Bush accent.
Yeah, and it's... yeah, a little bit. But
I was took that into mind when I was listening to him because I was like, let me see if I can get this impression down because people were saying that my Caleb was not my best. Didn't get any notes about the Willem Dafoe. I thought that Willem Dafoe was spot on. Nobody
someone
said anything.
Someone said.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah, I think Slytherin said it. Yeah.
Whew. But I was listening intently to Caleb, and I was like, this is kind of like a George W. Bush.
Yeah, and it's just been a lot of like war statements. And I'm like, this isn't really a war. Like they keep bringing up that war's coming. It's like, oh, the winter's coming. I was like, all right, these Turrican. I'd be surprised if we see the Turrican again at the end of the series.
Yeah, I thought that the Turrican was done.
Yeah, but Buffy had the vision. Remember, she turned down all the power and got touched in her head and had a vision.
Yeah. Yeah, Spike also had a trigger, and that's gone now. They cried the seal closed.
But the seal's
seal's still in play for some reason.
Maybe. Who knows?
But that's the thing, Vance. This is what I don't like about the word casualties. It's just so casual.
Like saying you have a problem with no.
So then Buffy is basically talking about how she never lets anybody in with her. She always cuts herself off, and she did it with the girls, and being a Slayer makes her different, and it's her fault. She stayed that way. And Spike's like, she's like, I never connect with anyone. And Spike's like, I seem to recall a little bit of connecting between you and I. And I was like, this is the time for that comment? She's like spilling her heart out about like, I never feel connected anymore. And he's like, we did fuck though.
He just does the hand with the circle and the finger and he's like, and she's like, oh yeah, duh.
Yeah. And then she goes, Spike, we were never really that close. I didn't want to connect with you. And you should have known that. And Spike only wanted Buffy because she was unattainable. And Spike's like, that's not true.
And then they swap positions.
Dude.
No, you sit on the bed and I'm going to stand up and lecture to you.
I hated that.
It was the strangest blocking. It felt like it was to save time in production. It was like, all right, we're framed up this way. You guys just swap sections. It's like, you sit down and now I'm lecturing to you and you listen.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, not my favorite blocking in the show.
Yeah, but Spike, he starts to lecture Buffy and he starts off with like, that's not true. I didn't only want you because you're unattainable. And then Buffy's like, oh yeah, well, what about me that you like so much? And he goes, you're insufferable. And then Buffy's like, oh, wow, thanks. Really buttering me up here. And Spike's like, no, I'm mad that you think that you're unattainable. And you think that's the only reason why I love you. And let me tell you, girl, I've been alive for a long time and I've seen things that you couldn't imagine. And I've done things that you wouldn't want to, or I wouldn't want you to imagine. And I've made a lot of mistakes and I've made a lot of bad calls in my life. But the only thing I've ever been sure of in my 100 years of quote unquote living is you. And I love you, Buffy, and it has nothing to do with your attainability. I love who you are and what you do and your kindness and your strength. And let me tell you something, lady, you're one hell of a woman. And you're the one, Buffy. Buffy's crying. Didn't Riley say that Buffy's a hell of a woman?
I don't know.
Somebody else called Buffy a hell of a woman.
He says you're the one, Buffy, and then Buffy just undercuts it with like, that's the problem. I'm the one or something. And it was just like, oh, this is a really good speech until that or something. What
she
say?
Says is like, yeah, I am the one, but what if I don't want to be the one?
Oh, yeah.
And then Spike goes, I don't want to be this good looking and athletic, but we've all got crosses to bear, babe.
He learned that from Principal Wood.
The
self-deprecating. He's like, this is what she likes.
The self-compliment.
Yeah.
The fishing.
Spike has never said something like that. He has never been like that. I did like the way he opened this up, and he's like, I hummed along to your pity ditty.
Yeah.
But it's no way. Spike has never complimented himself jokingly. Just out of character, that part. I like the speech, though.
Yeah, I like the speech. And
that's what Buffy should have said. Buffy should have said, I kept him around in case I lose my cool and I need him to like pump me up again. That is why I'm keeping him around. Yeah. I don't need him to punch anything. I just need him to, when I'm like sad on the bed, he'll come in and say something nice.
So then Buffy's like, all right, well, thanks for the pep talk, Spike. And Spike's like, all right, get in bed, get some rest. I'm gonna dip. I'll come back before the morning light starts shining, check on you. Get some rest. And Buffy's like, Spike, will you stay here? And he's like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll stay here. Comfy chair it is. And he starts uncovering like a comfy chair, and Buffy's on the bed and she sits up and she goes, no, I just want you to be in bed here with me. And I want you to hold me. And Spike like shrugs his shoulders. He's like, all right.
Yeah, he was like, sure thing, babe. Don't have to ask me twice. He's like taking off his shirt.
But dude, like his delivery, like when Buffy's like, can you stay here? Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, I guess comfy chair it is. Like that was efficient. Like
that's like just kicking, like slow walking.
I guess I'll just be over here all on the chair that's not as comfy as the bed.
He tucks Principal Wood's mom's jacket. Principal Woods's. That's an S for the Woodses.
We have for the apostrophe S.
Yeah,
we know it's Wood.
Yeah. He has the jacket. He's like, oh, it's so cold tonight, but I guess I'll check on you later. And she like, you could stay in here. This bed's big enough for two. Oh, really? You sure? Mm-hmm.
You sure? I wouldn't want to impose on him. Wouldn't want to. I'm totally fine just being on this upright chair that it's impossible to sleep in. It's wooden and creaky, no blanket or pillow.
Well, I mean, you were right about Caleb having stuff under the place that we fought him at, which would make sense.
Yeah.
So I guess you're right about this too. Buffy makes it seem like that was a genius play. He's hiding something at the vineyard where they're all gathered. It's like, no shit. Didn't he literally say, I have something of yours?
Yeah.
Isn't that why you went there the first time?
Yeah, I mean,
Now she's like, you know what I think? I think he might be hiding something there. It's like, okay, cool. He still can beat us all up, right?
Yeah, go check it out yourself.
Yeah.
Come back. Let us know what you find.
Yeah. No, we got to kick you out of the house because what? I don't even know what we gained. I don't know what we gained by kicking her out. I really don't.
Yeah. A little bit of dissension in the ranks. A little bit of drama. We gained the knowledge that Kennedy sucks.
Yeah, and that Giles is stupid.
Yeah. But
Andrew's the best character right now.
Dude.
Which is weird.
I've been saying that.
Which is weird. It's weird to root for this guy. This murderer. This other murderer.
I feel like Spike might be the best character, but he shouldn't be alive.
For seasons now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spike with a soul is interesting.
Yeah.
It was interesting when he had a soul and he beat the shit out of Anya.
With a soul and no trigger.
With the soul, he still was going to kill Principal Wood.
No, he wasn't going to kill him because he killed his mom.
If it he said, I killed your mom and I'm going to kill you. And then I think he thought about Buffy. And then he was like, I'm not going to kill him. If it wasn't for Buffy,
if he looks at me wrong again.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe he's so adamant about having that jacket. That's so crazy.
Do you think this series ends with him giving the jacket to Principal Wood? Or he puts it over Principal Wood's dead body?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Principal Wood's going to die, and he buries him with the mom jacket.
I want that to happen so bad because I'm going to hate it.
Yeah. He's going to close his eyes with his fingers. Do that, like, wipe down the face moment.
What I would want is for him to wrap Principal Wood in the jacket and then throw him into the sun.
He's going to say something like, you did good, Wood.
He's like, Wood is going to be dying. He's like, I'm cold. And Spike will take off the jacket and wrap him in it.
Dude, that's totally going to happen. That's totally going to happen. That's totally going to happen. Anyway. So yeah, Spike gets into bed and he starts holding Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go back to the mayor still talking to Faith. And he's like, yeah, you keep looking for love and acceptance, but you're never going to find it. No one's ever going to love you like me. And I'll always be a part of you and I'll always be with you. So don't even fucking worry about that. I'm in your head, girl. I'm living rent-free in you. And then Principal Wood shows up and he like taps Faith on the shoulder and she turns around. She's like, whoa, what the wicked hell, man? I could have fucking taken your block off.
And Principal Wood is just all in doughy-eyed like, man, I love the way you speak.
Yeah, you remind me of my mom.
Did you know I have a fetish for slayers? I pretended to be a principal to get close to one.
But he's like, hey, are you all right? And Faith is like, no, man, I'm wicked freaking out, dude.
I was just talking to myself, dude.
Fucking freaking out, man. The first evil came to visit me, dude. It's fucking wicked weird. Principal Wood's like, oh, well.
Principal Wood
is like, Principal Wood's apostrophe S meaning Wood is.
Yeah,
Principal Wood's like,
you know what I was saying about the Principal Wood thing is because there's James Woods.
Yes.
Which is with the S. And it's something about being able to say that all together and running it is good. It's no way, like, you have to really stop your flow to say Principal Wood and then pick up. And it's just not, it's not a good flow.
I just think, like, look, I'm going to shout him out. Alex getting a little pedantic with this, with the Principal Woods thing, because there are several instances where I know that I've said Principal Woods and I meant apostrophe S as in Principal Wood is or Principal Wood possessive.
This is why we can't be on Discord anymore. Because it's messing up this whole tangent in the podcast.
Listen to me talk about Jane Espenson, like I fucking am in my head.
Listen to us talk about the faculty and me saying Elijah Woods.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Those the Wood. Yeah. P-Dub.
He's like, hey, man, if the first evil shows up to you, it means you're fully in the game now and it thinks of you as a potential threat. So
really?
That's a good thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Did the first evil really think Principal Wood is a threat?
I mean, he is the guy that decided that it's time to vote.
Which seems like the first evil had nothing to do with all of that.
Right?
The biggest thing that happened, first evil, besides Caleb doing some punches and stuff, it didn't seem like it had a lot to, I don't know. Maybe it was I don't know, whatever. First evil sucks.
Yeah. But Faith is kind of explaining to Principal Wood that, like, hey, man, look, I'm still kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, I am not really scared. I'm usually like the run and gun type of gal, but look at me. I'm fucking shaking, dude. That freaked me out. And Principal Wood's telling her, like, hey, that's what the first evil does. It finds your weak spot and it picks at it and it makes you paranoid. And it's just part of it. Like, don't worry about it. And then Faith starts telling him about how the first evil appeared to her as the mayor, who he was kind of like a dad to her, boss / father figure situation. And Principal Wood says, hey, first evil appeared to me as my mom, my real mom.
She doesn't say mayor, she says boss.
Yeah.
And I was like, it'd be interesting if he said mayor, because I don't know what Principal Wood knows. Because he knew a lot about Buffy, which from the school, which I think he would know about the school blowing up, which I think he would know was due to the mayor turning into a giant beast. But she says my boss. She doesn't say mayor. And I'm so confused what happened. I know this is probably a comic book or some fanfic, but that summer after the mayor is gone and the high school blows up seems like it is ripe for a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so Principal Wood tells Faith, like, hey, dude, showed up as my mom when I saw the first evil. And it freaked me out, too. It's picking at my weak spot. And honestly, like, it did make me feel a little comforted. Like, I knew it was the first evil. Like, you knew it was the first evil. But it still wanted to be wrapped up in her arms like a little baby.
He is fitting in with the Scoobies in the fact that he has not acknowledged that he did what the first evil wanted him to do and thanked it and did the plan and never told Buffy about seeing this.
Yeah.
You literally did what the first evil wanted.
Yeah.
Why did he? It's just, yeah.
So then Faith asks Principal Wood, so when the first evil came and talked to you, did it tell you the truth? Principal Wood goes, actually, yeah, did. And then Faith goes, because the first evil told me to not trust Buffy because Buffy is dangerous.
They're two different things. It's like, did the first evil predict the future with you, Principal Wood, or did they tell you some truth from the past? Because telling you that Spike killed your mom is different than saying that Buffy is going to be dangerous to you.
Yeah.
Both are a way to get you to do something that you shouldn't do for their benefit of the first evil. So him just saying like, yeah, he told the truth. Said my shirt was white that day. Didn't lie. It was like, no, that's not the same thing as like predicting future behavior from someone that you just kicked out of the house. And this is when I got scared again. I was like, are we doing another Buffy Faith?
Yeah. I mean, Buffy is dangerous. She is powerful. But like,
she's not.
Is she dangerous to Faith? No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Unless Faith does. She literally just told you on the porch, lead them, they're yours.
Yeah. So Faith starts to be like, oh man, it's crazy because I wish that Buffy was here. It said that Buffy's dangerous, but I wish she was here because she's the only one. Faith, she's not the only one. You're a Slayer too, Faith.
You have to be. You have to be. I love the Slayer so much.
And Principal Wood, he ups Faith's confidence. He goes, I think that you're doing a good job as a leader. And Faith goes, think I'm doing a good job, dude. I'm a fucking ex-con who didn't finish high school. And then Principal Wood goes, I'm the principal of a high school where no one's finishing. Which I thought was a hilarious line.
Because he says Achilles heel, and she doesn't get the reference.
I must have skipped school that day. But not wicked smart.
But I did understand Giles when he said windmills. That was the one day I went to class.
Yeah. But Principal Wood says he's out of his league in this. I'm just a regular guy, a handsome, sexy, vampire slaying guy. But I'm just a guy. I'm out of my league in this. And then Faith is like, those are the words that make my pussy wet, my dude. And she goes over to Principal Wood and she's like, I think you're doing a good job. Why don't you fucking let me know why they made your last name Wood, buddy. She goes, it has been a while. And then they start making out, and then she throws him on the bed and jumps on top of him, and they start hooking up. And I was like, what is going on?
Yo, my note is, why does P-Dub think that Faith is a good leader? It's been one day.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with Buffy and like following her around and like, oh, they're doing karate in the backyard. I'm still on board. I think this is cool. All right, show me your operation. Faith is done. They kidnapped the bringer one day, and he's like, you're a good leader. I can tell. Because when we voted for you, everyone started screaming, and then you did exactly what Buffy did.
Yeah, and then he told everybody to shut up and follow me, and I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Zip your lips.
Yeah. And then Faith and him hook up in the room that the first evil was just in.
Isn't that nuts?
It could be going into other rooms.
But Vance, I mean, you can go through with a wedding after a dead demon is there.
True. I mean,
that's not uncalled for.
No, then you might as well just fuck and hope that the first evil's not there.
Yeah. What if the mayor's there just like, yeah, that's my girl.
That's what I was watching. And then just turn, like, if the first evil's not fun. I want the first evil to be like Joker and like turn into Principal Wood mom and just like sit there and be like
phase through Faith's face.
Oh no, that would be so dark. I was just thinking she'd be like, that's what, yeah, you know you love Slayers, and just really freak him out. Like,
yeah, that's my little boy.
And then turn into the mayor, because you know we can turn into multiple people like throughout, like it did in that first scene of the
first episode of this season.
So then it's like the mayor, and it's like, oh, there's my girl Faith, and it was like, oh, Faith, no, we're classy. I can't see you like this. Just
I can't see you doing a hawk tour.
I was wondering.
There's a reference that's not going to age well.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were ever going to throw that in. You know,
for those listening in 2026, currently there is a social media phenomenon of this fucking white girl saying that she's going to hawk to a spit on that thing.
I'm happy that she's making all the money she can off of this random thing. She had no. For me, that is my type of celebrity, where you did not do something intentionally to try to gain fame. She just was kind of buzzed on the street, got one of those street interviews, and went viral. Cash in. It's not going to last long. And then get out. And you'll just
she's
be
doing
one of those
podcast circuit, and then we'll never hear from her again.
I mean, she's probably going to be doing one of our movies on Patreon, probably.
Wow, we'll have her on as a guest.
Yes,
have her review Once More with Feeling with us or something.
We'll do Sex Drive, the movie, and have her on it. Yeah.
We'll have her do the Buffy and Riley fucking in the sex dimension episode with us.
Oh God, yeah.
Boys Watching Buffy with the Hawk Tua girl. Hey, Hawk Tua girl, would you Hawk Tua on that thing?
I saw an awesome Instagram reel where it was like announcers this NFL season, and I forget who posted it, but it was like the guy being like, "Oh yeah, this is just like announcers there, and they're calling a Miami Dolphins game with Tua," and he's like, "Oh yeah, Hawk Tua," and he's like, "Yep, Hawk Tua, that thing." That's a good meme.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be so aged by that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like this whole segment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they're fucking Principal Wood and Faith.
Just come on, First Evil. Fuck with them. Fuck with them. You were just in the room.
So, speaking of fucking with people, Willow walks into Kennedy's room, apparently. Mm-hmm. And Willow's like, where's the other girls? I've been reading this book. And Kennedy's like, I kicked the other girls out for the night. And Willow's like, why'd you do that? Where are they? What's going on? Kennedy's like making little blinky sex eyes at Willow.
Come hither eyes. Also, okay, I'm going to say it now. Where are all the other potentials? Because this house is sizable, but not huge. Yeah. It's got 3 rooms upstairs, I believe, and a bathroom, and maybe 2 bathrooms upstairs. It only has one bathroom, they say. I think it's the one that's attached to the mom's room, but it splits in the hallway.
Right? Yeah, there's Joyce's room, there's Buffy's room, there's Dawn's room, then there's the bathroom.
Okay. Faith is in
I have no idea
somebody's
room that is.
Right, somebody's room. One room has Faith.
Yeah.
Giles is sleeping where?
He's in Joyce's old room. He's in another room.
Okay, he's in another room. That's 2 rooms. And now the third
Willow's room is in Buffy's old room, I think.
Those are the 3 bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in those 3 bedrooms, unless Giles is just surrounded by ladies, there are 3 rooms with essentially like 4 people in them. And we've seen like the amount of potential there are. So either they're all huddled up in the basement.
That's the only explanation.
Or the living room, which would be also awkward as fuck. What we find out later.
Yep.
I just don't get it. That living room that living room scene that we saw when they came in, it was so many of them in that living room.
Yeah. They're multiplying like fucking rabbits, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yet somehow at night, there's no potentials anywhere.
Yeah. Kennedy kicked him out for the night.
And Xander fixed that hole in the floor, I guess.
Yeah. So Kennedy's like, why don't you come here, babe? And Willow's like, oh, okay. I see that you're kind of in the mood. And they start making out. And then Willow's like, but I'm not. And Kennedy's like, what's wrong? And Willow's like, dude, I'm fucking scared. The apocalypse is upon us. And also, I'm kind of scared to fuck. And Kennedy's like, what? Why are you scared to fuck? And then Willow's like, because I'm scared that if I get all a little too happy, I might lose control and I won't be able to control. And Kennedy says something like, what? You'll be so afraid of your loud moaning and unrestrained feelings of passion. And Willow's like, yeah, I'm actually kind of afraid of the unrestrained part. I think that I should be kind of restrained. And I wrote in my notes, is Willow Angel now?
Yeah, they're trying to do this thing where Willow's afraid that she's going to turn evil, but they're equating it to her having sex and turning evil instead of like, it's like you don't have to use magic to hook up with Kennedy. Also, have you guys not been hooking up? I watched you guys make out on the couch while Andrew filmed you. Didn't see, and then Willow references like, well, that time that you kissed me that one time I turned into Warren. But I'm like, you've been kissing since.
Yeah.
So why are you bringing that up? Like that was the one and only time. It was driving me. I was like, what are we doing here? Like I've seen them making out, flirty eyes, holding hands. They've been kissing.
Yeah. I mean, it really didn't make any sense.
No.
But yeah, Willow's worried about turning evil again. And Kennedy's like, don't worry, babe. You're safe with me. And they say some shit about like Willow's like a kite and she'll fly away. And Kennedy's like, I'll be your kite string. And Willow's like, you'll be my kite string? And Kennedy's like, yeah, you be a kite, babe. I was like, yo, Kennedy is very pushy.
Yo, Kennedy's been aggressive since she showed up. She's like, oh, we're rooming together. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, her gaydar went off quick and she did not hold back. She's like, hey, I might die tomorrow. I'm getting me some freckles.
Yeah, I'm going to lick them freckles, baby.
And boy, does she.
Oh, yeah, because then we go down to the kitchen. And Anya and Xander...
I'm happy you said kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah. We're going to the nether regions. But yeah, then we go to the kitchen and Anya and Xander are eating a huge tub of ice cream together.
It's like a pint. It's a giant.
It's definitely
It's not a pint. It's a quart.
Yeah. It's like,
not a pint. It's not the little. It's not the single size.
It's not a gallon.
Yeah.
It's not a pint. It's in between. A liter.
It's some metric system bullshit.
Yeah. Is that imperial? I think that's imperial, actually.
I know. I'm just referencing something that we had on, I think, a Discord thing about the metric system.
Elias is fucking pulling his hair out right now. He's like, oh, you fucking stupid Americans thinking that you won the War of 1812. You don't know the goddamn metric system.
When you said 1812, I was just referencing the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
We don't know history. We're not that smart. You know, people have chimed in on our getting on Buffy about democracies win battles. And our tangent about it being a U.S., but she's talking about the military. We don't care. We did the bit. We did the bit, and we stick with it.
Yeah,
it got a laugh.
That's what we do best, baby.
It got a laugh from 20% of people and irritated another 60. We'll take it. We'll take that hit.
And the other 20% are just doing laundry while this is on. Didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anya and Xander are eating ice cream. And Anya's like, God damn it, I'm sick of hearing everybody fuck.
Yo, it's so loud. What is Giles thinking?
Right? He's a room away from both of these rooms.
Yes. He's in, but yes, exactly. And where's Dawn sleeping?
Right? Because it seems like Giles is like Giles is sharing walls, it seems like, with both of these rooms.
Or it's like either Giles is sleeping on the couch, or he's sleeping in the basement, or he's sleeping in a room.
Yeah, because Giles is definitely in the room because he goes into the room and closes the door.
Yeah. And then
you think he's hearing it? And
where was Principal Wood planning on sleeping?
I don't know.
He's staying
He's got
there?
a house.
Xander has a place too.
Yeah. I think Giles is bopping the baloney in that room, baby, listening to everybody bang.
And all the houses are free around the neighborhood. So you could just walk
Giles
in.
grabs a pair of Joyce's old panties, wraps them around his British tallywhacker. Thinking about band candy.
Do you think Joyce is in hell because she slept with Giles?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This house is just all of this was just like not what I needed at all.
Yeah.
I did not think this is that why they kicked Buffy out, so they could all bang?
Probably.
They're like, get her out of here.
Stain her sheets.
Okay, first we get up at 5 a.m., do the laundry, and then at 7 a.m. sharp, we do the mission.
Yeah. But Xander and Anya are talking, and Anya's like, I'm jealous. Everybody's fucking. And I've been trying to throw it. I've been throwing it at everybody. And nobody wants to bang me. And Xander's like, well, I mean, if you're jealous.
Well, she's like, wait, because they had a conversation where they're not going to hook up anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like.
That felt like the final time. Felt like one more time.
Did you say in that episode that you thought that would be the final time? Or did you think yeah. I was like, as long as they're still breathing, they're still going to be banging. They're the horniest, not the horniest, but the most sex forward, I would say, besides Buffy. Like when Buffy is in it, she's in it. When Buffy's getting it, she's getting it. When she's not getting it, it's like nothing. It's feast or famine with Buffy.
Yeah. And so, speaking of Buffy, we go over to Buffy in bed with Spike, and they're just looking longingly into each other's eyes.
This is when the montage starts and the music starts.
Yeah, the worst.
The music starts
montage.
While they're eating ice cream. And I was like, what is happening? While Xander and Anya are eating ice cream, this music kicks in. And I was like, wait, what?
My note says, montage of sex, period. This is awful, period. This song is so sappy and about, quote, it's only love. And then the next note I have is, Kennedy has a tongue ring?
Yeah. Yeah. On full display.
Yeah. And Anya and Xander are fucking on the kitchen floor. So hopefully none of the potentials are in the living room, because they would definitely, like, if Anya can hear them banging, the potentials that would be in the living room are definitely hearing Xander and Anya bang, because they fuck, and they fuck loud, as we know.
And I'm thinking, not everyone's going to get a good night's sleep knowing what's happening, what just happened and what's going to happen. So someone's going to stumble into the kitchen for some water or just some cereal because that's all they have to eat.
And you know who would have been the perfect candidate to do this? Andrew.
Where's Andrew sleeping?
No idea. But Andrew walking into the kitchen looking for his little Hot Pockets and he stumbles onto Xander and Anya fucking would have been hilarious.
I would have loved to see Andrew butthurt because he can't see Xander do this.
Yeah,
it's like his
he breaks out his little camcorder.
Yeah. And here you have an ex-vengeance demon and a one-eyed pirate going at it. The tension of the battle leads to lust and passion.
But yeah, we get a little montage of Kennedy and Willow hooking up.
That Kennedy-Willow hookup is... We are far removed from like, can they kiss? To...
Yeah.
Wow.
Kenny's just straight up licking all over Willow, dude.
Yeah.
And Faith and Principal Wood are fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Xander and Anya are like flailing on the ground. Giles got fucking Joyce's panties wrapped around his dick. Potentials are all just wide awake, eyes wide, like with their sleeping bags.
They're gonna find him like Chloe, but with his pants down.
Little David Carradine situation. I'm sure this joke is losing so much of the audience, but I don't care.
Yeah, this whole montage was just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I was like, wait, especially, what do you think the worst one here is? Do you think it's Faith in the Principal? Or is it, like, Kennedy and Willow? I feel like
that's the most forced one.
That's the forced one. Kennedy and Willow, it makes, for me, the Kennedy and Willow one, I have a problem with just because Willow has been weirdly sidelined and doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then this becomes like a Kennedy sex scene more than a Willow sex scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Willow's been doing more in Angel than she has in Buffy.
Yeah.
She was only an Angel for an episode.
Yeah. Here she's like, all right, I'll wait at the hospital. I'll give a flimsy excuse to Spike. I'll tell Dawn that I read the English translation. I'll pretend that I'm afraid to hook up with Kennedy because I'll turn, even though the fairy tale episode was me getting past that terror-ness of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Buffy and Spike do not bang.
They do not. They just hold each other, which is nice. It's only love. It's all about love, love, love.
Anya and Xander, man. Anya and Xander. Interesting.
Yeah, getting after it, dude.
Just an interesting arc for this couple.
Yeah. But, yeah, after that montage of sex / Buffy and Spike holding each other and looking into each other's eyes dearly, we go to the first evil with Caleb. And the first evil is like they're just like pissed. They're like, this fucking sucks. They're all fucking. This sucks.
She was like, the first evil said she envies them as first Buffy. And my whole thought was, why aren't you guys attacking while their pants are down? Why are you not fucking with them? They are all out of commission right now. Do something.
Yeah.
What are you pissed off?
Dude, you think Principal Wood's going to try and fight some bringers with his dick out?
Yeah.
Just have a couple bringers jump in there, break through the windows.
Pretend to be... If you can pretend to be the mayor, you can pretend to be the mayor naked. Just do some fucked up shit. Like, do some It Follows shit. I mean, they have so much potential with the first. And the first just sits there like,
How come I'm not getting laid?
Caleb, what? Tell me something. Comfort me. Lie down with me. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's such wasted potential with the first evil. Just the things that I could think to fuck with them.
Yeah.
But like, first evil, go to a pizza guy and tell them to go knock on their door really loud. It would freak them all the fuck out. Like, that's it.
Just turn the power back on. Yeah. Do something.
Turn a radio on or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just underwhelming.
They're jealous, and Caleb's like, why are you jealous? And they're like, yeah, because I can see them all banging. Caleb's like, but you're sin itself. You're the essence of evil. You're everywhere. Why are you jealous of these people that are just hooking up? And First Evil explains, like, oh, Caleb, you're the only man strong enough for me to use as a vessel, but I want to feel. I would love to wrap my hands around a neck and hear it crack, and I just want to be able to touch stuff. It's like, this is so weak.
Yeah. Wait, so is this how Caleb has his powers from the First Evil?
Yeah, it's seeming like he does not have the Shadow Man power.
Yeah. I thought if he had the Shadow Man power, it would be weird that they would have given the power to him because they are against that, and it would undercut the whole we give this power to a woman type thing. But I thought
he could have beaten him up or something.
Or tricked them into it, or something like that, right?
Yeah, he shows up in a skirt, and he's like, "Hey there, pretty boys,"
and they're like, "We're not going to judge. We don't know. We question, but we're woke enough that we're not even going to question and just give you the power." We don't.
We're not going to end up in a fucking J.K. Rowling situation.
This might ruin the world, but hey, our hands are clean. But if the First Evil gave him its strength, that seems like a weird thing to introduce with 2 episodes left. Like, Caleb coming with 3 episodes left or 4 episodes left is one thing, but for there to be a thing where they're like, oh yeah, the First Evil can give power to like a crazy psychopath too, by the way, seems like real late in the game to throw that introduction out.
Yeah.
Why not just have the First like at that point I'm like, yeah, let's just have Caleb show up first.
Yeah.
And be powered by the First Evil, and we could have a duo throughout the whole thing. We have Caleb talking around, the First Evil doing the messing around with people's head stuff, and it's happening at the same time. But now this is I don't know. I don't love it. And it's explained so if this is the way he got his power, it's explained in this like one-off line.
Yeah, I mean, I like Caleb as a bad guy, but I hate the scenes of him lecturing with the First Evil and just talking a bunch of bullshit.
Why is he pumping the First Evil up?
I don't know. It's like the First Evil's like feeling insecure all the time in this episode. I want to fuck. I want to feel the neck snap.
It's like,
he's like, bro, you're evil itself. They're
evil.
Like, yeah, but I get a little insecure sometimes.
Evil up, First Evil.
Yeah. But so then we go to Buffy and Spike in bed, and Buffy wakes up and she looks around and she sees Spike and she's like, ugh. Then we go over.
Yeah, that's my note. It's like Buffy looks concerned while lying with Spike.
Yeah. So then Andrew is telling the Slayer crew the information that they found at the mission.
Great. A day later, apparently.
Yeah. And
he doesn't really say much either.
No, he's like, the First and Caleb, they're protecting something powerful, and they didn't want the Slayers to get it. It might be a weapon. And Faith's like, good job, Andrew.
Like, she interrupts him, and they kind of fit. I went back and watched that, and I was just really confused. He's like, arsenal and a weapon, and
yeah.
Didn't they just learn this from the Bringer too?
Yeah.
Is this just the same information?
Mm-hmm. Kind of, yeah.
I don't know.
So then Faith's like, good job, Andrew. All right, here's the game plan. You 4, Xander, Willow, Dawn, Giles. You guys, you gotta go find where Buffy is. And they're like, why should we? And they're like, you're closest to her or something. I don't know.
She's like, what? Are we worried about Buffy? She's like, no, we just want to keep an eye on her and make sure she's safe.
Yeah.
And Willow should just do her locator spell. It's not that hard. They have been doing it all season.
Yeah.
She
could sneeze and do that spell, dude.
Yes. She's like, yeah, she's right down the street. Like, she's 3 doors down.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I feel like they could even sniff her out.
Yeah, like a perfume is like, yeah, there, she's down the street. Yeah. I looked out the window and saw her walk away.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, well, you guys look for Buffy. We got to make sure she's okay. And everybody on my SEAL team, you're with me. We're going to go find the arsenal.
They got their axes and stuff in broad daylight. And I'm like, this is the same thing that Buffy wanted you guys to do, is to go into battle. And you guys were like, fuck that. Now Faith is saying, let's go into battle. And you're like,
well, they're not going to the vineyard.
They're not going to the vineyard. but they're going to another place that may also be dangerous.
Yeah. So,
but Caleb is still out there.
Yeah, he is.
In the world, and they're fine with that. And she tells Andrew that he can't come.
Yeah.
He's not coming. And Andrew's like, fuck, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
And then
I saw all of you come back, Xander without an eye, Rona with a broken arm, and 2 of them you didn't come back. I'm good. I'll stay.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew doesn't really make a reference to Xander without an eye, does he? Because he was gone when that happened, right? Or no, that was afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after. And then she says, Principal Wood is like, what do I do? And she's like, no, you're staying here too.
Yeah, and then he looks like,
I fucked you just for fun.
Yeah, we're fucked, dude. I thought that meant you were going to, like, trust me more. Like, the look on his face when she's like, you stay put. He's like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I fucked you is so I could do stuff.
It's like, wait, so Giles isn't coming, Principal Wood not coming? What is the point of Principal Wood being in this battle?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah, hey, let me take all these untrained girls, not the guy who's been fighting vampires for the last 10 years.
Who was raised by a Watcher, trained to kill vampires.
She's like, no, I'm not risking my dick on a battle. you fuel up and get ready for the night when I get back. It is one of those, like, what is happening? And then his face is just, he's so hurt.
Dude, his face when she says stay put is so, he just looks like, oh, I thought you respected me.
I don't know, man, this show.
So anyway, then Spike wakes up and Buffy's gone. He wakes up to a note left on the pillow. And he reads it, but we don't get to see or hear what the note says.
Mm-hmm.
Spike just starts reading it. And he kind of has a look like, oh.
Buffy's doing what she does every final 3 episodes of every season.
Mm-hmm. So then we go to Caleb with the Bringers, and the Bringers are still mining, and the first evil's there, and a Bringer flies down the stairs. And it's Buffy. Buffy shows up at the vineyard, and she's like, I'm here to kick some ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. And then Caleb's like, you sure you want to do this, little sugar plum? Remember last time we did this? I beat the shit out of you. And Buffy's like, I dare you to try that shit again. And he's like, all right. And then we get the worst Matrix bullshit backbendy slow-mo.
No, I wrote the same thing down. Buffy fights Caleb and pulls some Matrix bullshit.
She's like, I dare you to try and touch me, Caleb. And he cannot. He's punching all kinds of caskets of wine and exploding them all over the place. And Buffy is just like doing every backbend known to humanity.
She's like running on the barrels and jumping around. She took her own advice from season 3 of don't get hit.
Yes. Wow, that's true. Is that season 3 or is that season 2?
It's season 3 because someone on Discord referenced it as part of an angel thing. Yeah.
But yeah. And then she also like knocks Caleb down. She punches him and he gets all tripped up. And he's on the ground. And then the first evil as Buffy is like, Caleb, get up. This is embarrassing. You're embarrassing me. And he's like, do you have to look like that? It could get confusing. I don't know who I'm going to punch. And then she's like, all right, fine. I'll disappear. Zap.
First evil's the worst. I did like first Buffy mocking him. Like she's having fun in that role.
Yeah.
But man, the first evil, just like, come on, Caleb, kill her.
Yeah.
Just like, you got nothing else?
Yep. So while this is happening, Faith is down in the sewers with a bunch of potentials. She's with an army of the potentials. And they're all walking around with their flashlights and they're looking for something. And then eventually they stumble upon a bunch of weapons. They see a bunch of spears and axes and shit. And they're like, look, found something.
Lamest arsenal I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this war going to do? Like, are they going to take over Sunnydale with this?
Yeah. But they're like, we found something. They go over and they're like, all right, we're here. And then a bunch of bringers arrive and jump down from the ceiling and they surround the potentials and Faith, and then a brawl ensues.
So they walked into a trap, a well-educated trap that was researched.
Yeah.
So I wonder how they're gonna, how would they think of Faith's leadership in this point?
I'll talk about this in a little bit later.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about.
So then Buffy is like still fighting Caleb. Caleb can't hit Buffy. Potentials are fighting bringers. They're holding their own. They're killing a bunch of the bringers, actually. They're doing really good.
When did they get this good?
They're
They're having
Faith's leadership.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. When Caleb's not around, they were able to handle bringers. Like, even when they went to the vineyard and then Caleb uppercutted Buffy and they were like, oh, my powers.
Yep. It's kind of like, you can destroy the queen and everybody else loses their powers.
Buffy's down there like, oh, I don't know how to swing an axe anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, they're killing some bringers.
The bringers have the advantage because they don't seemingly need to visually see things, and it is dark.
Yeah. It's like a strobe light party going on down there with all the flashlights.
Yeah.
Then we go back to Caleb fighting Buffy, calls Buffy a whore.
And she goes, watch your language. Someone might think you're a woman-hating jerk.
Yeah.
Quippy's Buffy's back.
Yep. She's feeling herself, man. She hasn't changed her clothes in like 3 days, but she's feeling herself.
I love that she was just like, wait, maybe if I don't get punched by Caleb, I can handle myself. It's like, oh, great.
So somehow does she fling a bringer into a casket, or does Caleb punch a casket or something? A casket moves and reveals a trap door.
He moves one out of the way to get to her. He's like,
okay,
I'm so mad, I'm stumbly, casket, and then a trap door goes,
yeah. And Buffy's like, that's my ticket. She sees it, she just jumps right down into it head first.
I watched that twice. It's the funniest
She just
slide.
dove right into it, dude.
It's so funny. She slides in it and it goes, swoop, and it closes down. It's the funniest looking thing I've ever seen. It's so good. It's like when they were diving in. Remember when they dove in head first, her and Faith, and to go underground at one point in another episode? It's just like,
it's like slapsticky, like Mr. Bean would do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Buffy jumps down into that hole. Faith and the Potentials, they defeated all the bringers. And Kennedy's like, I found something. And it's like a door to another basement situation. So they go down into there. And then Buffy, we see what Buffy finds when she goes into that thing. And it's like some kind of weird sword or axe. It's very shiny. I have no idea what it is.
It was like the axe in the stone.
Yeah. I
saw
it and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Somehow this thing will be like one hit to something, will kill something. It's not going to be some magical whatever. Like I love season 5 when they were able to take the was season 5 when they took the hammer, the troll hammer, and started using that. And I like how that was introduced as something. And then they were able to use it as a weapon later. Like, I loved that storytelling element of it. But now they're just
was kind of like a Thor's hammer thing, because Spike couldn't lift it, and like other people couldn't lift it, but Buffy could just like pick it up, no problem.
But like you didn't know what was going to come into play. And in season 5, like the Buffy bot switch, like they introduced things throughout the season that ended up being like a part of the end fight.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I mean, that's just good storytelling.
Xander was a construction worker. He used a wrecking ball.
Yes.
Willow was really up in her witch powers. She was able to save Tara.
Yes.
Buffy with the troll hammer, the Buffy bot.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
This season, like, they're just throwing shit in at the last couple episodes.
They're like, we had 2 episodes left. You got to find this thing that's in the rock. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buffy sees it and she gets all starry-eyed. She's like, this is it.
Is she not worried about the guy behind her? He can come down there. And you're trapped. It's going to be harder to dodge him in this little room.
I'm going to predict that this sword axe thing does nothing. Like she's looking at like this is the answer and it's not going to be the answer.
Yeah, I hope that's the dumb. If it's the dumb trap, it makes Caleb and the first evil talking stupid because they're talking about something that's for the audience only and no one else is listening. You know, like, oh, we got to get this, and they're like, are you hoping that Buffy's overhearing this? Because you don't know, she's not hearing this. So it has to be something, but also be dumb for him to be like, I have something you want, and then bring her there when you could just attack them.
Yeah.
Attack them while they're having sex. They're all having sex. Just kill them.
Yeah. That would have been epic.
Bring the bringers in while their pants are down. They're the most vulnerable they've ever been. What are you doing?
Dude, like I said, you think Kennedy is going to be able to fight with her head between Willow's knees?
Yeah.
No, dude. They're all going to be Winnie the Pooh in it.
Yep.
There's no way that they're going to fight the bringers with their junk out.
Xander tripping over his boxers, waddling, trying to run away.
Dude, he already doesn't have depth perception. Yeah.
Come on, man. Just kill them all.
Tummy full of ice cream? No way.
No depth perception, tummy full of ice cream, blood in the wrong places. It's just a mess.
Also, it's 1 day removed from him being in the hospital. They said that he's got like a broken orbital bone.
They were like, we can bring you home. And he's like, and they had to help him. They had to help him into the house.
Yeah.
This show, man, it's getting ridiculous.
It's crazy. But yeah, Buffy sees that weird sword in the stone thing. So then we go back to Faith. And Faith sees like a lockbox. And they're like, what's in that lockbox? And Faith's like, I'll find out. She kicks it open. And it is a bomb with 6 seconds left before it blows. And Faith goes, everybody get down! Everybody down!
Get to the chopper!
Get down!
Get to the chopper!
Get down!
Watch next episode be her standing in front of the blast and just takes it all.
Yeah. And that's how the episode ends.
Hated it.
But this is what I wanted to say about this. When Faith was going down there with the potentials, and they defeat all the bringers, Buffy's fighting Caleb. She finds the sword in the stone. I was like, this is going to be good to show that Faith has value. And maybe she's finding some valuable piece of information that's going to help with the final battle. And it's going to be like, we're all coming together. We were wrong to kick you out, Buffy. Here's information. You've got information. Let's team up. Sorry about kicking you out. We were wrong to do that, but we're better together. And instead, it's a bomb, which is something we've been talking about the first evil should do to the... Why did they have this bomb under the sewers? Why didn't they just blow up Buffy's house with all the potentials? They've been trying to destroy the Slayer line this entire season, and they do a bomb in a sewer?
Yes, why set up an elaborate trap for them to come to show up to your arsenal to then blow that up when you could just literally throw 3 bombs in through the window of their house, already set to 8 seconds, and just call it a day? You've set that up. There has to be a reason why you can't do that. And there doesn't seem like there's one. There's also the first is like, I want you to kill them and all their families and everyone they know. And Caleb's like, okay, do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Right now you're about to blow up Faith and a couple other people. Like Kennedy, Faith, and some no-names. Maybe Amanda's there too. Yeah.
They should have thrown those bombs in there while they're banging.
Yes.
You can't run away while you're banging, dude.
No.
Dude, this is such bullshit.
Like, the glory thing made sense. I know I keep bringing up the glory thing, but the glory thing made sense because she was looking for something. And Buffy was in her way, but she didn't really have a beef with Buffy. The only reason she had a beef with Buffy is because Buffy's sister happened to be the thing she was looking for. That's it. There it is. There wasn't just I'm just on a straight up murder spree. You want to murder everybody she wants to murder. Everybody that the first evil wants to murder is in one easily attacked house. A house that the first evil has walked around constantly. just magically can appear inside of it. Doesn't have to, has a full layout. Can literally be like, okay, yeah, they're all sleeping right now. Everyone's asleep. I just magically appeared there. They're all asleep. Go now. Go now. Kick the door down. Go now.
It's not even that the first evil has been there multiple times. The bringers have been there multiple times. The things that can impact the physical world.
That's what I mean. Just send them in.
Dude, you don't even need to send them. You just send Caleb in there. Crush their skulls while they're sleeping.
Who cares if the bringers die? Just keep sending bringers in. 20 bringers die, 2 potentials die. Done. Keep on going. Just keep throwing things at it.
Xander talks about how there's like 3 million of them or whatever. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. But like, there's an army of bringers. Just plant bombs in the bushes.
Or just keep sending them in every day at random times. Just
look. I was like more than happy to be like, Caleb, he's the one that blew up the Watchers Council. I can move past that. But then they reintroduce bombs.
The bomb. Exactly.
You can't do that.
And this is like an overly complicated way. Like, okay, they're going to come in here. They're going to kill a bunch of bringers anyway. Because if the bringers killed them, then they don't get to the bomb. So they're going to kill the bringers. And then they're going to get to the bomb.
Even if they don't kill the bringers, the bomb is going off. It seems like it's already set.
I don't know if
is it like a trap thing where if the thing is open?
I think it was when it opened, it kicked in. Yeah, okay. I think that's what it was. Because otherwise, it's like the timing would have to be so specific.
Yeah,
but also just it's so overly complicated. And then I really wanted it to blow up the end of this episode so that the next episode was like dealing with the aftermath. But now we have that risky thing that like how are they somehow going to survive this thing? Is Willow magically going to be behind them and make a force field? Like it's going to be, if they survive this explosion, it's a bunch of bullshit.
I think you were right in predicting that Faith is going to like take the brunt of it and be like a martyr.
Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, well, this is something Buffy would have never done for us. And then Dawn will be like, shut your mouth. She died for me.
Well, if Faith dies, then one of them is the new Slayer.
Maybe, sure.
Because I would love to Slayer line goes through Faith.
I would love to see them fighting over who gets to be it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, if Faith takes the brunt of it and dies, then one of them is the new Slayer.
She should die. They're in somebody has, like, they all should just be blown up.
Yeah.
And who does that leave as a potential that we know that's not down there?
I mean, it looked like all the major potential Slayers. I mean, Rona wasn't down there.
Rona's not there.
Oh boy.
People will be so pissed. She'll just wake up and be like, her arm is fixed and she breaks the sling off like the Rock.
She flexes, she flexes like the Rock in the Fast and Furious 7.
Oh, I feel good. And then the last episode is Buffy having to fight Rona because she turned into like a Faith.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of hope for. I'm hearing people like the way this whole series ends, but like the last episode ends. But this explosion, I'm worried about what the first scene's going to be.
It just,
I'm getting the vibe of Giles getting an axe to his head, and then they cut back and like he heard the squeaky shoe and was able to dodge an axe inches away from his neck.
Yeah, with his left hand, which he is left-handed.
I don't care how left-handed you are. That thing was coming down with so much force.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Would at least knocked him over.
That is the episode. Yeah. I was liking where it was going. Like when Faith was down in the sewers, I was like, all right, she's going to find something. I had so much hope that it was going to be like the plan that I laid out in my head of like, she finds something valuable, Buffy finds something valuable, they all team up again. But this bomb situation broke me.
I do like the idea that you're pitching. It's like Faith finds something, Buffy finds something. They come together. They both apologize. It's kind of like what happened in season 4 when Buffy and the group were like a little bit at odds, and then they were like going into the initiation, the initiative, and
into
they were
the
like
elevator shaft. Like, I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. It was kind of like that, you know. And I could see that happening. I would think it's a little too. If you're gonna do that, you need more than a 1 episode arc for me to like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, well, we both were right, so I'm sorry. Like, that's too quick of a turnaround in a day for me, but I get it. They're rushing to get to the end somehow.
Yeah.
But this has the potential to be a little more interesting how it plays out. Like,
I just don't
Principal
like
Wood
that, like,
crying that Faith is gone and then having to try to sleep with a new Slayer.
like Kennedy becomes a new Slayer and he's like, look, I got to do it. I get that you're a lesbian, but we gotta.
Oh my God, I'm a Slayer now, and I'm straight. What kind of rule is this?
Can I at least watch you and Willow? Just be in the corner.
Mommy?
Look, this is why I kind of don't like it if Faith, like, because Faith has come a long way in her redemption, and
it does.
Like,
she doesn't
to,
have a redemption arc if she blows up here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
She doesn't get the chance to be with Buffy and prove to Buffy, like, hey, I am valuable. I am a leader now, and like all of the faith that Giles and Principal Wood had in her is for naught because she blows up.
Well, that's my thing. That's my problem with this ending, is that she probably won't blow up because, one, they just set up this whole, oh, Buffy won't trust you, will always see you as a killer thing, that they have to kind of have a little bit of a payoff in the next 2 episodes. So in this scene, a bomb is at like 4 seconds.
6 seconds.
6 seconds. They don't. Watch it be like they have like 20 minutes to get out of this place before it goes off. It's going to be a diving explosion thing. And it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. And this cliffhanger is like for nothing. Because if they don't blow up, then it was just like a cliffhanger that's not even that clever. And it makes the first evil look even dumber. But you know they're not going to blow up Faith because they need Faith to be a part of what they set up. Unless they did a complete mislead and are pulling like a Game of Thrones, we killing off characters.
I'm telling you, I think if Faith dies and then one of them, like the potentials, becomes the Slayer.
But then the whole like the mayor talk that she just had is just for nothing. The whole, oh yeah, we don't trust Buffy. So like that means all the stuff that we've watched in this scene was for nothing. And it was just to get her to bond with Principal Wood. And you know what? The only thing we wanted for Faith was for her to get one last bang in. That would be her like character arc. Giles pats her on the head and says, "You're a good leader." Principal Wood goes, "Hey, you're a Slayer, and I wanted to have sex with you because we just met." And cool. That's Faith's arc. That would be terrible.
Unless Buffy planted that bomb.
You think that's the note she wrote? She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go plant a bomb in a place I don't even know about." I'm tired of having vampires do my dirty work. I'm doing it myself.
Yeah, because if Faith dies here, she dies unsure of herself, questioning herself whether she's a good leader or not. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, she's got the lip service of people telling her that she's a good leader, but like she doesn't have faith in herself. And it just like, it proves all of her worst intuitions right.
That's why I think she's not going, and this will be my prediction. I don't think she's going to die, and I'm going to be pissed because based off the situation that just happened, they all should get blown up.
You think she gets into a coma again? Typical Faith?
No, based off of something we've already dealt with in a different series.
I do gotta say, I like that they don't really have to worry about Faith getting arrested anymore because the whole town is left. The cops aren't even there.
In one night, while the Bronze was fully active, full of people and staff, there were people making drinks, there was a band, there was lighting, there was a DJ, there was everything in that place, right?
Yeah.
But by the time they got home to Xander, all the electricity went out of the town. Everyone's gone. Just nonsensical timeline stuff.
Yeah. But that's the episode. That is Touched. You got anything else to say about Touched, Vance?
Nah, I just don't like these cliffhangers that you know you're gonna start the next episode and it's not gonna really pan out.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that it's no way to win with this one, because if they kill Faith, I feel like it's a wasted story arc. And if Faith survives it, then this was just a cheap cliffhanger. And it makes the first evil and Caleb look even dumber that their plan to blow them up didn't work. So it's a lose-lose for me. Like they can't win with this one for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Next episode is titled End of Days. I'm going to predict that Caleb says it's the end of days.
That's a good prediction.
I really don't know which way they're going to go with this Faith situation, man.
I think some other characters are going to die this episode. I think we're going to get some main character deaths outside of this explosion.
Okay, do you think any of the potentials within the explosion are going to die?
Yes, possibly no-name ones. Or Kennedy. If Kennedy died, then we have to deal with the whole is Willow going to go evil again nonsense, which I'm not looking forward to.
What if some of the potentials die and Buffy blames Faith for it?
It's just annoying. It's because then it's just the same thing that Faith blamed Buffy for, and it's like, what are we doing?
But then Faith can be like, I get it, B. I know where you're coming from now. I know that I was like throwing that in your face, but I get.
But Faith was never throwing that in her face. That's the thing.
She did outside of the bronze. She did.
Well, she said that, yeah. But I think during the kick out scene, she wasn't trying to kick Buffy out.
No, she definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
She just thinks that Buffy needs to chill.
And she did. Everyone told her not to go into the vineyard without a plan. Yeah. But Buffy learned her lesson. She needs to go into the vineyard by herself.
That was what I said that she should have said. That should have been her pitch.
Why did she think she needed to go with them and then decide, I can just go by myself?
Right? I don't know. She just needed a good night's sleep in the arms of her man.
Yeah. Wait. Touched.
Whore.
Don't get touched. Whore.
Have a good time sleeping with that vampire whore.
When you just bring the bazooka.
Dude.
That would be my first move. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to bazooka Caleb first. And then if that doesn't work, that would work. I think a bazooka would kill him.
Okay, End of Days. I mean, the bazooka killed the judge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it kill a guy? It would at least kill quite a bunch of bringers.
It'd at least just throw the building down on top of him, maybe.
Yeah, he threw a grenade down into that basement.
Yeah, that arsenal that they found, it was like, oh no, they have axes.
Yeah.
I'm like...
I think there was a fire extinguisher.
Is that a wooden 2x4? What are they stocking up on? This is a war. I'm like,
this is dastardly. How could they?
Just go to the gun shop.
Right. Right. That gun's still in the house, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know.
What did we predict for this? I predicted that Caleb was going to say End of Days.
Yeah, and I predicted some major characters are going to die outside of the explosion.
Fuck it. I'll say that Faith is going to die and one of the potentials is going to become a Slayer there. Or Faith is going to go into a hospital on death's doorstep and then she's going to die in the last episode.
The hospital there's no staff at the hospital anymore.
Right.
And that potential
Dr. Intern Ben's dead.
Remember that potential
bag of miracles.
Remember that potential that got stabbed and was in the hospital and told him about Caleb?
Yeah.
Where is she? Is she still in the hospital? Unguarded?
Oh yeah. Murder Death Hospital.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a wrap, everybody. That is our episode on Touched. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy. We're doing Boys Watching Angel, Boys Watching Movies, where we're going to release The Faculty episode coming up soon. Joe's Fashion Report /Corner. Join the Discord. Let us know what you thought about the episode and what's going on in Buffy and Angel. If you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, take a screenshot of it, send it to us. Amazon wishlist, we got merch. Instagram is at Boys Watching Buffy, Boys Watching Buffy @gmail. And yeah, we will see you next time for End of Days.
You whore!
You know, you really should watch your language. Someone didn't know you, they might think you were a woman-hating jerk.
Seltzer Kings
Podcasts.